Choose your own path. If I live and how you fly, but all the with the tears you'll cry. Out the flat and all you'll see. Live and how you fly, but all the with the tears you'll cry. Out the flat and all you'll see. Live and how you fly, but all the with the tears you'll cry. And all you'll see, the live how you fly, but all with the tears you cry. And all you'll see, the live how you fly, but all with the tears you cry. And all you'll see, the live how you fly, but all with the tears you cry. Okay.
I was like, well, that's some music.
Right. Got 3 people watching me on YouTube right now.
Are you live already?
I guess so. Okay, cool. Slide on to it. Excuse me. Can you? I'd say make sure that the other one is in it, or this isn't blocking the view.
Which one?
The one that St. Paul Slim did. Yep. Yeah, the one that St. Paul Slim did. Yep, yeah, perfect.
Get rid of that chip clip.
Hey, can you hear me? Hey, can you hear me?
Rocky by chip clip.
Hey, can you hear me? Oh shit. Hey, can you hear me? Hey, can you hear me? Hey, can you hear me?
God, these are gorgeous. Oh man.
You just have the other one over here as a visual aid
Yeah.
to show people. Hey, check it out.
Yeah. All right. I'm 15 minutes out.
Player.
Or actually, I can go maybe. 15 minutes out. Or actually, I can go maybe.
Hey, bud.
What's up, family?
What's good, y'all?
So what's
Hello?
up, everybody? What's up? Give me a second. So what's up, everybody? What's up?
So I can't hear the audio in Zoom. I can only hear it.
Oh, Maps. Let me unmute him.
I can't hear the audio in Zoom.
You can't hear our audio? Oh, Maps. Let me unmute him. Oh yeah, let me turn my thing up too, by the way. You can't hear our audio? Oh, Maps. Let me unmute him. I'm a little delayed.
But I can hear it through the YouTube.
You can't hear our audio?
Nothing?
Not in. Oh, wait. Hold up. I'm tripping. Yes, I can.
I wonder.
Okay, I just turned the YouTube off of my computer so I don't get that feedback no more. But I think it's still live on YouTube, right, Maps?
Yep.
Cool, perfect then. I was messing up because I had the YouTube screen on as well as this one, you know?
hmm
It was doing some weird feedback stuff. Okay, I'm wondering if I should put this inside of, okay, I know there's a way to make a chat, a normal chat. Let me see here. How do I put something in the main chat here so everybody can see? Okay, I'll play this down. Somebody joins or leaves. Okay, Farrington, is there a main chat for everybody? Yep, there is. Everyone in meeting.
Cool.
Well, Voice of Culture probably isn't gonna be here, but yeah, let me actually edit that out. Let me delete that and edit that. Yeah. Oops.
Hi, Jan.
Hello, everybody.
Hey,
Hello.
Cho.
What's good?
What's up, Mitchell?
How's it going, man?
Good.
Is my audio? Can y'all hear like the feed, like the loudness from anything on my end? Is it too much?
No,
I have my PA or my monitors on, so just want to make sure it sounds okay.
Yeah, you sound good here.
You sound cool, you know.
Thank you.
Hello, everybody. Hello, everybody that's coming into the rooms.
Yeah, I turned off the waiting room. I just thought that would.
Yep. That's perfect. Yo, Maps, what do you think about the what do you think about that schedule? That's just a rough schedule that I've been sent you, you know. We can roughly go off of this, you know, and you know, yeah.
I think that's good. The one thing I would say is after we listen to the album, if you can just introduce Karen.
Okay, yeah, most definitely.
So you can say whatever you're gonna say after the album, and then once you pass it over to us, you can just introduce Karen. I think that's about it. Otherwise, it looks great, man.
Do you think that that's like the best route to go or listen to the album, like, or have an exercise after the listening and then dialogue?
Yeah, because I think our idea was we're gonna listen to the album, and we're gonna do a breathing exercise after that, which will kind of help people take a breath and kind of digest what we just witnessed from your art.
I like that.
Word. Man, thanks everybody for being here, by the way. I'm really happy. Thank you.
Yeah, man.
Oh, okay. You know, welcome everybody. Oh yeah, let me play something actually. I had a plan for this exact moment. But you know, sometimes moments go, you know, they come and they go, you know. I had all the planning in the world for this day, everyone, but some things happened to me, you know, and yeah, some things happened to me. So things didn't go the way that I planned it out, you know, and sometimes you have to go with the flow. But you know, I'm here today. I'm excited to be here today. I'm excited to finish what I started when I like went out on this mission and this quest to heal myself. And you know, I'm just happy to have community here with me right now. Thank you all for coming out. Yeah.
You already know,
Peace,
bro. Thanks for
love,
coming.
all
Yeah, man.
that.
Love you, fam.
Hey, Marty. Hey, Chubb. Hey, Mary. I like that shirt, Marty. Nice cut off.
Yeah.
I'm rocking the old one too.
Lady, lady, yes. Yeah, rep your squad while y'all up in here, you know? Yeah. Okay. There's something that I have that is,
Hey, I'm about to go make some tea real quick.
yeah.
Farrington, are you gonna record the event on your end?
Oh, yeah. I'm about to record it right now. Let
Okay,
me
cool.
see. Record to the cloud? Sure. Yep.
Sweet.
Peace, peace, peace. Peace, peace, peace. Who was that? Is that Christian? Hey, what up, Christian? Hey. Gang, 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 gang. I'm just trying to figure out what I wanted to show everybody while we're getting started. You know, my man, like these computers be just how my brain be working. It be tabs, tabs, tabs. Too many tabs. But there. Yes. Okay, cool. Just gonna play something while we're waiting. There's a screen share button, and I can do this. Yes.
Okay, I'm getting ready to be on Lemon's.
What up, bro?
What's going down? All right.
Hi, my name is Rachel Petrie Stallman, and first of all, I want to say congratulations, Farrington, and thank you for asking me to be a part of this special evening or day, or whenever this thing is going to happen. I guess it can happen anytime because it's going to be a virtual thing, right? Okay. Anyway, yeah, congratulations. Okay. So I'm going to read a scene from a show that I created, that I co-created with a friend of mine. The show was based on my personal experience with mental illness and mental health. And the show's name, it was called Fade Away Girl. It to a Fringe Festival the next summer, and I wanted to remount it in the Twin Cities after that, but then things happened, and it hasn't been remounted yet, and who knows when that might happen. But you all get to hear a reading of one of the scenes from it, so yay. Anyway, yeah, so I'm just going to read the scene for you. So here goes. Once, when I was in the depths of depression, a friend said to me, well, it's not like you're running for your life through some jungle. I mean, what do you have to be depressed about? Now, on some level, this angered me. Actually, on every level, it angered me. But in hindsight, I understand where he was coming from. My life was pretty good at the time. I had little to complain about. I was not running for my life through some jungle. Makes sense. Except when you're talking about clinical depression, then it doesn't make any sense. There was absolutely no reason why I should have been depressed at the time, other than the fact that there was a chemical imbalance in my brain. But my friend couldn't see that. It's the common comparison of everyone wanting to sign your cast when you break a bone, but when your brain's broken, well, maybe next time my brain's broken, I'll buy a hat so that everyone can sign it. One thing that I've learned about depression is that it hates movement. On my lowest days, I haven't even been able to get out of bed. I just lie there, staring at the ceiling all day. Because I just can't do anything. Depression hates movement. I know the best thing that I can do is move, but when I'm in it, it is so hard. Makes me think of the movie The Matrix. Have you seen it? Well, if you haven't, you don't need to. I mean, you could. It was a good movie. I mean, I liked it, but you don't need to. Anyways, in the very beginning of the movie, there's this character named Trinity, and she's running away from the bad guys, and there's part where she like falls or jumps down from something or crashes through the wall. I don't know. I can't remember. I haven't seen it in a long time, but you should see it. Really, it's a good movie. I mean, you don't have to if you don't want to. Like, I'm not telling you how to live your life, but you should probably see it. Anyways, so she's running away from the bad guys and she crashes through this wall or something and lands kind of like on her back, and she's got her guns like, you know, pointed up at this like window or something, and that she just like crashed through, and like she has to like, she's waiting for the bad guys, but she can't really wait because she has to get up and she needs to get to this phone booth before Morpheus like you should probably just see it. Just see the movie, because it's like, I mean, well, at this point, it's a cultural icon. I mean, when it came out in like, I think it was like 99 or something, late 90s, it blew people's minds. Like they were like, what? And then they were like, oh, there's this like whole like red pill, blue pill thing, and people are always like referencing it, and it's all like, oh gosh, I don't know. It like anyway, if you saw it, then you would know what I'm talking about. So you might want to see it. Just saying. Anyway, so she's like she like lands after she just flies through this window, and she's got her guns like this, and she's like waiting for the bad guys, and she's like, and she's just paralyzed, you know, in fear and anticipation, and she's like this, and then all of a sudden she says, "Get up, Trinity. Get up." So anyways, that's what I think about when I'm paralyzed by depression. I think about Trinity. I tell myself, get up, Rachel. Get up. And scene. Or however they do that. I don't know. It's weird. It's like a theater thing, but this is a camera. Anyway, that's it. So again, congratulations, Farrington. Thank you for having me. And that's it. Thank you. Bye.
Okay. Yeah, that was what my friend Rachel sent me. I have a couple other things that people have sent me, but I kind of just get out the hospital, y'all, and I haven't had time to like organize things the way that I need to. I just seen that like at the top of my list. Let me look at this schedule. I put a schedule right here. Basically, well, hold on. Let me give it a second here, guys. Let me see. Let me see who's all a part of this right now. Who's all up in here? My guy Eli's up in here. What's up, man? Hey. Yo, actually, Eli.
Good to see you,
man.
bro. Yeah.
Yo, brother, you sent me something when I was like reaching out to you about stuff. Do you have that prepared, that comedy thing?
I don't have it prepared. We didn't communicate, and I wasn't certain whether or not comedy can be pretty hit or miss depending on the scenario. So I wanted to make sure we would be on the same page with that.
Very
so
true.
No, I don't.
No, thank you for that. Thank you for just communicating with me, during that time period. Basically, like everybody on here, I basically wanted like this experience to be very much so like a collaborative experience. For me, it's like I just got done, like I said, well, actually I haven't said anything, but basically in 2018, guys, I got diagnosed with bipolar disorder, and it happened like after like some of the hardest years of my life, and like I was struggling mentally from like 2015 and really all my life. But it's like as I got older, my my symptoms excuse me, my symptoms got a lot stronger, and what ended up happening was I like it became out of my control, and I couldn't just like brush it off to the side. So like I finally got like a diagnosis in 2018, after some embarrassing moments, what have you, whatever. I've been on like this like kind of healing journey since then, like joining like mental health groups, making friends that have the same disorder as me, just researching as much as I can about bipolar disorder and other mental illnesses, and even the systems around all of these things that oppress us all at varying levels and degrees. But so I basically went through like this whole process, and I ended up creating like a body of work. Like it's 17 minutes long, and it pretty much documents my life from 2014 to 2020, or 2015 to 2020, basically. It kind of like, it puts everything that I went through in a chronological order of sorts, through the 6 songs that I recorded, and basically I named the project Hard Pill to Swallow, because like, for one, my diagnosis was a big, pill for me to swallow, I mean, to the point where I haven't even been, or I wasn't taking my meds for the longest, and yeah, like, so that was a hard pill to swallow. But what I realized, guys, is that it wasn't just like my diagnosis, like I wasn't necessarily having a reaction that was like blown out of proportion necessarily. Like the world around me is a very sick place, so I started to realize that all of these issues that I was working so close on were all interrelated, and they have always been issues that have impacted, my community and my personal life, issues like gun violence, issues like substance abuse disorders, issues like suicide and depression, generational trauma and poverty, like all of these things like are so intermingled with like all of the things that all of these things are hard pill to swallow, all of these things are really hard to accept, so for me, going back to that collaborative aspect I was talking about, since I made this project, and since this project basically forced me to come to terms with the things that were like the most difficult things to come to terms with in my life that had caused all my trauma, since, that process was healing for me, I tried to invite other people in on that process, right? So like I basically, there was a couple of friends that, you know, seen me talking about a lot of my mental health struggles openly. And, you know, they reached out and, you know, I basically asked them to answer a writing prompt. And it was like, you can answer any or all of the questions. The first question was, what's something about the world that's hard to accept? And, you know, the second question was, how do you come to terms with it? The third question was, what would a world without that hard pill look like, you know? And basically, it didn't matter if somebody answered all the questions as long as they answered one of the questions, because if you answer any of those questions, it kind of forces you to like get a little bit closer to addressing some of the things that are hard to accept. You know, we might not be able to answer all three of those questions. I mean, I don't know if my project even answers all three of these questions, but you know, it makes me think about these three questions a lot, you know. So that right there was the collaborative piece. So I asked a lot of people to do things. Some people sent me articles, you know. Some people sent me you know, poetry. Some people sent me what Rachel just sent, which was, you know, a monologue. But basically, I was asking people to contribute in different kinds of ways, you know. Hey, what's up, Rachel? Dang, what's good? Yeah, yeah. So, basically what I have down here. Oh, so it's 7:10 to 7:20 event introduction. Let's see here. When it comes in, I mean, Matt, what do you think, man? Should I have you just introduce you guys in the squad?
Yeah, that could work. It's gonna start with me and Tierra. Yeah, whenever you're ready, man.
Yeah, I mean, basically, let me just tell you guys that I reached out to community on this one in a big way. Like Maps, like that's my boy, man. Like, you know, he always has a twinkle in his eye. I love that dude. You know, I went to a couple of things that he's been doing, you know, and I actually seen, you know, the people from Irreducible Grace. I seen you guys' play last year right before I left Minnesota for a little while. And like I was so in love with it, you know, because I'm like, dang, that's what my community needs, you know. So basically, guys, I don't know like all the history of what IGF does like to the rest of the viewers here, but basically, you know, I think that the work that they are doing is beautiful. I think the work that they're doing is very needed. And, you know, I'm always about trying to build bridges from Minneapolis to St. Paul because we need that TC love, right? So on that note, I'm gonna let the IGF crew just, you know, introduce themselves to you.
All right. Peace, everybody. My name is Matt, and can everybody from IGF wave? We got Chell, we got Karen, Tierra, Sania, Jan, Madi. Yep. So yeah, I met Farewell back in like 2016. Oh, that's not what I'm talking about. Tierra, you want to give us an intro? Start where we started?
Yeah, for sure. Hey, everybody. Awesome start already. This is all about healing, you know, and that's what we do at IGF. And I'm just grateful to be in this space right now and for everybody to talk about healing together. Farrington asked a few of us from IGF to come to teach some calming tools. These are tools that we teach in the community. They're tools that we use for ourselves. Like you said, there's a lot of stressors in life, in the world, things going on right now. So I use these tools daily, whether it's, you know, taking intentional breaths. So yeah, I know today there might be some emotions that come up for us with what we're talking about, with the art that we hear. And so we wanted to leave these practices with you, to lead them with you today, and then for you to be able to take them home with you when we leave. So this first one that I'm going to teach you, this tool we call heart breath. So you can do it sitting, you can do it standing if you want. If you stand, you just stand shoulder width apart. But if you want to sit, that's great too. So what you do is you want to place your hands on your heart. And now you just take in an inhale and exhale. Breathe it out. And again, inhale. Feel your hands at your heart. Exhale. Now we're going to move our hands with it. Now you inhale and reach your hands out. Bringing your hands all the way out, reach out. And then exhale, bring your hands back to your heart. Now you can close your eyes if you feel comfortable. Now this time as you inhale and you stretch your arms out, imagine reaching out to the warriors and loving people within our community. Reach all the way out to them. Now exhale as you bring your hands back in. Think of all that love and strength that you have in your hands and bring it to your heart. Again, inhale, reaching up. And imagine pulling any negative energy or negative thoughts you may have and just pull them away from you and push them out through your fingers. Good. Now exhale, bring your hands back to your heart. Imagine all the positive, courageous, loving energy, bringing it into your hands, into your heart. Again, inhale, bring your arms back out. Imagine sending so much love to your community. It can be a place or people. Send that love all the way out. And one more exhale. Bring your hands back to your heart. And imagine vines of flowers hugging you now. Good. You can come back to your normal breath and notice how you're feeling. I love doing this tool because it makes me feel connected to places that are not near to me, whether it's places or people. If you're maybe alone in a room, you can feel close to the people that you love. So I love that, and I love the imagery of it. It really makes you think about love, like you can hug yourself or nature hugging you, and sending that love out to your community and people that you love. So that's one of my favorite tools that I learned this year from Rebecca Ndosi. But yeah, I want to thank you for doing that with us. And I'm going to pass it back to Matt.
Hey, y'all. Thank you, Tiara. I just wanted to answer a question that was over here because we didn't quite say a whole bunch about IGF. But Irreducible Grace is a youth empowerment organization that fosters trust and community between youth who have faced disparities in the institutions that have failed them. We do a lot of work just with young people and institutions that serve young people. And we focus a lot on health and well-being and healing from trauma. So yeah, I'm gonna lead a tool now. It's called the prayer hands. It's sort of an offshoot of what Tiara just did. So I'm gonna have y'all just rub your hands together a little bit and just get back centered in your body and feel your hands rubbing together. And put your hands at your chest, and we're gonna take a deep breath in and just imagine your hands, your breath, bringing your hands above your head. And feel that stretch. And then exhale your hands back to center. Do the same thing, but inhale your hands out towards all of us, towards your computer camera. Feel that stretch. And exhale your hands back to center. Let's do it 2 more times at our own pace. Inhale. You can even follow your hands. Exhale, follow your hands with your eyes. Inhale your hands out. Feel that stretch. Exhale your hands back. And 1 more time. Inhale your hands out. Exhale back in. Just notice how you're feeling. You rub your hands together again. So this is mindful physical movement paired with breath, which I use a lot, which helps me reconnect with my body and refocus on whatever's going on, stay present. So thank you for joining us, and let's have a good meeting. Thanks, farewell.
Thank you. Thank you. Let's see here. Okay. Oh, right. So nice. Thank you right there for the mindfulness exercises. IGF. Give it up for IGF, everybody. Spirit fingers, all that stuff right there. Yeah. So this is a part where I wanted to share like my project with you guys. It's 17 minutes long. I'm about to do a screen share. I think that if I do the screen share, was the audio good from the video that I played earlier of Rachel, everybody? It was all right? Okay, cool. So I'm gonna do another screen share of like the project that I just released, Hard Pill to Swallow. It's available everywhere, streamable right now. But I put an easy link up that just has it all in the same place, you know, on SoundCloud, and I'm gonna upload a YouTube video later. Let me do that. How? Yep, there we go. Share screen. Can I share? Nope. Okay, so that's not giving me an option for what I want, but actually if I, let me see. Nope. Take that out. And you guys can see my whole screen right now?
Yeah.
Cool. View. Sorry about that, guys. I got this. How do I rewind it? There we go. Cool.
Tell me what you think. Is that real? Missing overcame. Just another pain. Took away the pain. Tried to heal. Taking medicine. Coming to the brim. Got to be a dream. Or not real. It's not a real. Got scars from when I went suicidal. When the highs got low. I was going down a spiral. Feeling balance inside. I couldn't define it. So I lied and told nobody. Chose to hide it. R.I.P. to Andrew Thomas. He was always smiling, so you would never guess he lose his life to suicide. Mentor died and I cried, that's the problem. I'm haunted by these thoughts that people on it. I'm trying to trauma. What happened to my fish gills? 86 the wheel. Is the paranoia real? Bad ideas in my head. Still can't take the pill. My mind stayed ill, I'm exploded. Medic panic, I go joker, calling out the culture from my mama's sofa. Shit for help. Stress getting heavy. I think they're trying to kill me. And niggas taking selfies. They asking for my face. They gotta help me. I can't breathe. Grab yourself a seat. Take another train. Live that train. Grab yourself a pill. Going down the same. Tell me what you think. Is that real? Listen over here. Just another pain. Take away the pain. Try to heal. Taking medicine. Coming to the brim. That could be a dream or not real. It's not a real. It's not real. Before the diagnosis, I ghosted the world and built the fortress of my thoughts, and it led to psychosis. In my head was hearing voices. Gave my last dollar to the church, the one I snort with, making better choices. Wounds bloody and bleeding on folks who didn't cut me. Had to study how to love me, please don't judge me. Had a series of unfortunate events, but I don't like a starfish to tore off limbs. It takes time to truly undo that shit. And this thing you can't heal when you get sick. And the trauma didn't make me, my resilience did. I got too locked in, I gotta live. It's time to let it breathe.
Yeah.
Live that dream. Let me show
I think it does too. Make my nose itch.
Just that real. Listen up. Just another pain. Take away the pain. Try to heal. Take your medicine. Come into the real. I can be a dream. Or not real. It's not real. I see chairs on the highway. Living every day like it's Friday. Manic episode feeling wide awake. Love's coming soon, I'm a hideaway. Wanna keep it real, taking my pills. Starting to feel like somebody trying to kill me. I've been feeling guilty. I've been feeling guilty. Trust nobody lives. Spiritual, it's a radio pin. No double playing tricks on my mind. But I lie, say I'm just fine. Afraid of what I might find if I take a look inside. Talking to the most high, I see everything inside. Playing I spy with God. Lost in the mirage. Self-sabotage when the camera on without any bar. No antidote for my pain, so I went grandiose in my brain. Riding in both lanes. Messed up like aeroplanes. I see tricks on the highway. Living every day like it's Friday. Episode feeling wide awake. Love's coming soon, I'm a hideaway. Can I keep it real? Somebody trying to kill me. I've been feeling guilty. Don't nobody help me. I've been feeling guilty. Trust nobody near me. I ain't showered in a week. I brush my teeth. I'm scared to sleep. I'm in too deep. I feel like pot clean up for weeks. Can't get no peace. I won't let this city kill me. But they might never quell me. But I'm crazy. They're so spiritual.
You think it will?
The voice that got us, baby. I've been laughing every 5 minutes. Trying every 5 minutes.
I need breath. You gotta go get your breath. Go get your breath. Go get it. What?
Trust nobody.
Here, you want to take these with you? Who's that?
High speed chase on the highway. I know that you look up to me. I'm not living right. I know. Please don't give up on me. I'm gonna get it right. I know that shit is so crazy. I'm not living right. I know the change is up to me. 'Cause I'm not living right. 'Cause I'm not living right. And I'm not living right. I'm not living right. Please let me live my life. 'Cause I wanna get it right. I'm not living right. And I'm gonna get it right. Please let me live my life. Would you turn your back if you felt that I had some problems? Would you slaughter me for my mistakes? Or would you help me solve them? I got trauma on my mind. That's just by design. So I might do some drugs. Let me live my life trying to rap north side without it catching up to me. Just started a line with a youth who looks up to me. I understand if you're not a fan anymore, but I gotta keep it raw. Life's been a blur like Japanese porn. That you look out to me. I'm not living right. I know. Please don't give up on me. 'Cause I'm gonna get it right. I know that shit is so crazy. Not about everyone but me. So if you love me, donate to my GoFundMe so I can stay in Tokyo, enjoy the sun with Chun-Li. My dad said it's not fair to disappear, but everywhere I can feel despair in the air. Yo, I can make a bigger difference here. I can finally tell my story without fear. On this mission trying to fix the identity crisis, they rather listen to a nigga who ain't living righteous. Somebody hired by a system that's meant to divide us. Find vices in prison exciting. Meanwhile, I'm not being as honest as I should be. Too ashamed to have to look at me. They'll throw the book at me. I'm on that dirtbag life. I'm alert at night. Smoke a lot of reefer when I'm on the cocaine. A cracking joke like a hyena, but I think I'm a fiend. Your role model struggling with PTSD. It's for the shorties trying to reach glory. I see the 40 concealed in your breeze poorly. You'll be in the mall surely if you ignore the story of someone who said y'all can have this life, it isn't for me. Hope you heed the warning. Yo, I survived the war. Molotovs and Gaza bombs, vagabonds and Genghis Khan. Humble y'all like Ramadan. Barrel on your chest like Donkey Kong. Summertime was martial law. North side popping off. Avoid the mistakes, take the road less traveled on. I spit that pop while it's for the rap connoisseurs and the boys on the bench like Tom Sawyer. The trauma's rough. Suicide by a cop on the corridor in the neighborhood. Watch, talking about getting involved. Might get shot by a white rob with body armor on. The shot spot all respond. Just an excuse to trade on your entourage. Fiends not enough cause somebody profits on them. And there's not enough suboxone on the streets but with drugs. Screaming fuck the police. You the reason they employ. Who gets the most joy when our neighborhood's destroyed? Another funeral a black mama can't afford. No dress code so we wore corduroys. R.I.P. shirts face on the Polaroid. He kept me out the streets so I gotta thank Roy. Another black boy trying to fill a void that can't be filled, so I guess you gotta kill. R.I.P. to my bro Rashad Will. We rockin' black coal still, man. Can I keep it real? The system make money when we kill each other off. You gave the white man a job. He said sorry for your loss. The system make money when we kill each other off. You gave the white man a job. He said sorry for your loss. I'm just trying to heal. I'm just trying to know what's going on. Something's wrong. Know what's going on, but something's wrong. It's taking all I got just to hold on. I don't know what's going on, but something's wrong with my head and my brain. And my heart tend to feel some type of way. In my head and my brain. And my heart tend to feel some type of way. I don't know what's going on, but something's wrong. I don't know what's going on, but something's wrong. It's taking all I got just to hold on. I don't know what's going on, but something's wrong with my head and my brain. And my heart tend to feel some type of way. In my head and my brain. And my heart tend to feel some type of way. Please excuse me to lose my way. My moves move like a boomerang, but I have hope. The manic episode that gets me through the day. Can't imagine what I say if they ask me, are you okay? Live Tuesday to the future way. Rebel low, moon base, take a flight out in outer space. The world today is full of hate. Some understanding would be great. Advocate for those who can't. Manifest what you create. Fight the stigma, be the change. It's easy like words you think. Create the world you wanna see and believe. Something's wrong. Know what's going on, but something's wrong. It's taking all I got just to hold on. I don't know what's going on, but something's wrong with my head and my mind. And my heart tend to feel some type of way. In my head and my brain. And my heart tend to feel some type of way. I don't know what's going on, but something's wrong. I don't know what's going on, but something's wrong. It's taking all I got just to hold on. I don't know what's going on, but something's wrong with my head and my brain. And my heart tend to feel some type of way. In my head and my brain. And my heart tend to feel some type of way.
Bangers.
Man, appreciate you.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you. Appreciate you, Joey. Yeah, so what do we got after that? Oh yeah, IGF. I mean, well, I guess I'll just tell you guys that yeah, so like I recorded most of that project like 2019, like after I had my episode and got diagnosed and everything. I had the most extreme writer's block though. Like that whole after that, I had the most extreme writer's block. I was depressed, I was ashamed, I was embarrassed, I had now had this label. I was this foreign thing called bipolar that I never took serious before, and found out that even my family struggles with this. And since, mental health is so stigmatized in the Black community, my dad just never told me that, he himself struggles with bipolar, so it was just a really confusing time for me. I had writer's block, but I was able to create the chorus to Living Right and the chorus for Street Forecast with Marcus Carr and my sister inside of my mom's living room, so I was able to record that. Then I went to Japan for the summer. I had another manic episode and I stayed in Japan for 2 months, quit my job. And I got my inspiration back, and I finally ended up coming back to Minnesota, and I was able to finish the rest of the songs on the project, and just really got to look within myself and reflect on all the things that was impacting me, because it was really hard for me to come up with those lyrics. It took a lot of struggling internally. It meant I had to come to terms with a bunch of people that died in my community, and all of these issues like impacts like how a lot of my friends have died. Like a lot of my friends have died in automobile accidents, you know. A lot of my friends have been murdered because of drunk drivers, you know. A lot of my family, a lot of people I know have died because of overdoses, you know, and a lot of my family is struggling with substance, you know, addiction, you know, and you know, my community is as well. So it just kind of, you know, it kind of got really like weird when I'm like working as like an activist organizer, and it's like, you know, my friends, you know, all of them that are like being activists and fighting for the lives of, you know, Black lives, trans lives, you know, LGBTQ, like anything you can think of under the moon. Like these people were struggling too. Like we all had like some substance misuse issues, you know, and like we needed healing as well, you know. So it's like I really took for granted that I could work on some of these issues and like still like be able to just like breathe easily, you know. So I don't know. I just want to just like take this moment to just be like, you know, to send some love and some healing to so many of the organizers and activists and freedom fighters and justice fighters, you know, who, you know, have been putting themselves and their mental health on the line like year after year, you know. And like I just want to honor like all of you, because I know a lot of you are on this message right now, you know, because it really is a lot that we're putting ourselves under, you know. And you know, it really did break me, and it really did bring me to the point where I had to publicly acknowledge that I have a mental health disorder myself. So yeah, on that note, this is the part when IGF is supposed to do an exercise. So should I like maps, you want to introduce the next series of?
Yeah, that's cool. I'm just gonna pass it to Madi and Karen.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, thank you so much, Farrington. Such a beautiful gift of vulnerability and realness. And I want to thank you for, you know, sharing your personal experience. Right now, I want to take the time to just breathe in together and reflect on what we just heard, and take time to honor your feelings right now. Honor your body. This breath is going to be called soft belly breathing. And we use it to calm our nervous system by taking deep, long breaths. So please join me in placing both hands on your belly. And as you breathe in, watch as your belly expands. And as you breathe out and exhale, feel your belly drop back in. Right now, you're just focusing on your breath. Go ahead and inhale. And exhale. Let's try that again. And this time, as you inhale, I want you to breathe in all the love for this amazing music and community. And I want you to exhale any tension you feel in your body. Inhale peace and solidarity. And exhale, knowing that you are not alone. Inhale peace. Exhale, you're not alone. Let me take just a few more breaths on your own. Honor your feelings, honor your body right now. For me, this tool is what I use when I feel overwhelmed or stressed. I have anxiety, depression, PTSD, and it's easy to feel like you don't have control. But using these tools help you feel like you have that sense of control again, because you can calm your nervous system down. You can come back to your body. And I hope that you're able to feel that sense of calm and balance. Madi's going to go ahead and lead us in another exercise. Thank you.
Thank you, Karen. Thanks for having us here. I'm super honored to be a part of this process. My name is Mariana. I go by Madi. And I am also a facilitator with the Irreducible Grace Foundation, or IGF. And I will be leading you all through a mindfulness exercise called the Shakedown. So this is a tool that is helpful for releasing stuck energy that may be trapped in our bodies, and for letting go of tension. And it's also just good for like releasing different types of energy. So that could be like kind of heavy, stressful energy, or like excitement and joy. So it's a multi-purpose tool. And it's important because sometimes we experience stress and it manifests itself in our bodies. And in situations like a predator and prey, say a zebra outruns a lion, and that zebra will have hormones that it just secreted, like that it just secreted, like to get it out of that situation, to keep it alive, to help it survive. So like that adrenaline, that cortisol, those stress hormones, they're important. They help it get to a safe place. But when that zebra does get away from the lion, it needs to get rid of those smelly hormones, because if it doesn't, it'll be easier for that lion to track it next time, right? And in our lives, stresses don't necessarily look like that zebra lion situation, right? But our bodies still create the same type of hormones, the stress hormones, when we're in situations of stress. And it's just as important for us to get those hormones out of our bodies when we don't need them. So again, this activity is called the Shakedown, and I will ask all of those of you who are able to stand up. And we're gonna be shaking out our arms and legs one by one, starting on the right side. And we'll count together up to 8, and then 6, then 4, then 2, then 1, and then we'll just shake it all out. And then I'll ask you, this is super important, I'll ask you after we shake it all out, just to stay where you are. If you're sitting, stay seated. If you're standing, stay standing. Close your eyes and just take note of what your body's doing or how it's feeling. Cool? Thumbs up? Tight? Okay. All right. So then we're going to start with our right arm. So you can put that up in the air. And we're going to start at 1, go up to 8. Please count with me. Go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 6 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 4 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 2. 1, 2, 1, 1, 2, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. Take it out. Perfect. Now stay where you are and just take a moment. Just breathe naturally, however you're breathing. I'm a little bit out of breath because I was excited about it. Close your eyes if you can, and just take a moment. Notice what's happening in your body. If you bent your legs like me, maybe you got a little burn in your thighs. Maybe you're out of breath. So, in addition to helping you release, this tool is good for bringing you back into your own energy. And feels kind of revitalizing. I don't know if any of you feel that right now. I do. And I just like to say too that one of our members once said that releasing makes you lighter. So I like to think of this tool as something that can help make you light when you're feeling. So thank you all for shaking with me. And we will be going into small groups.
Yes. Thank you for that, Mariana. Yeah, so well, actually I think this right here is the part if anybody wants to, like, if anybody I'm just gonna open up the space for dialogue and questions about the project. So like anybody can ask me anything. I wonder who's all in here right now. I wonder if Marcus Carr or Oscar is still up in here right now. Oh, Sal Mal. Yep, my brother Sal Mal. So yeah, Sal Mal is up in here. He's the producer of most of the songs on the tape. Sal Mal, do you want to introduce yourself to people, or are you kind of feeling shy right now?
Don't feel shy.
Like, I'm about to ask you to unmute.
There, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now. What's going
All right,
down?
cool. Hey, I'm Sal Mao, aka Oscar Un, from Long Beach, California. Moved here 8 years ago. Me and Farrington known each other since 2018. We got connected because of Taylor Seaberg. She, I guess, put Farrington on to me.
I think Taylor goes by they. Yeah, they them pronouns.
For sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I haven't talked to them in a while. Yeah, we used to perform open mics together, and they told me, I think they told me about Farrington, and then you bought one of my beats, or you used one of my beats, and that's how you hit me up on Facebook, and we've been talking and homies ever since, you know? So I consider you one of my brothers, man.
Same here. Like, to me, like, one of the dopest things about like making this project with Sal Mal is that Sal Mal, he experiences bipolar disorder as well.
Right.
And like, for me, like, it was just really like great because like when I had my episode, like there was a lot of people that thought that I was just purposely trying to be like a dick, you know? Or people thought that it was like, you know, like I would really go out of my way to hurt people, you know? And so they kind of didn't believe me that it was, you know, a disorder and that like I had no control over some of the things I was saying, because I mean, to be honest, I didn't even think I was alive when it was happening, to be honest, guys. Like back then I did. Like, but yeah, so it was like Sal Mal, he was like one of my only friends that wanted to still make music with me. I'm not gonna say that. There were a couple other people, but it's like me and Sal Mal just had a lot of stuff to talk about, you know, and he was actually
I took the bus.
You took the bus?
Took the bus up the north side, baby. All the way from Rosemount, from the suburbs, man.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
You're really coming through for the kids.
That was like an hour and a half long bus ride. Fucking worth it though.
It was love. But yeah, if anybody has any questions for me or Sal Mal, like feel free, like anything about the lyrics, the music, whatever. We can talk about that for a little bit. Or feedback, yeah, anything. Yeah, feedback or whatever.
Yeah. Part of my lighting, I'm in a mental health facility living here right now, and my roommate's sleeping. So that's why he sleeps with a light on, but not the right light on. Yeah.
Right.
I'm not trying to be like some like mobster or something coming out of the shadows.
Sierra, just unmute yourself.
Yeah. Sorry, my son is like being crazy. I have a lot to say, honestly, and I think it's great that you're Farrington, that you're learning more about yourself and understanding yourself, because that's where you start, you know, that's where you start to heal. Since you're on the topic of the producer, just hearing everything, I was like, that's really tight that you're singing and rapping, because I love music. But also too, it was like so rockish, and I was like, where are these guitars from? Like, this would be so dope live too, but like, I don't know, like I can't remember hearing like a producer make music that sounds rockish like that. Like, it just sounds like a live band. So I guess for Sal Mal, like, how did you produce that? Like, are you playing guitar? Is that synth?
Yeah.
Like, what is this?
No, that's me actually playing guitar. I actually got started before I did hip hop production. I was in rock bands.
Nice.
So I don't know if you guys ever heard of Cold Pillow, but we were touring the Twin Cities a little bit here and there. Or not touring, but just playing around the Twin Cities. And that was going on for like, I started playing rock music and blues music like 7 years ago, and I've just been doing it ever since. And so it wasn't like once I got a guitar and a interface, I started making beats using guitars, and that's how it got started. And that's why you hear like almost like 70s rock riffs and like like yacht rock like sounding riffs on like Think, and more like bluesy guitar riffs on what was it, Bipolar Rock and Roller. So yeah, it comes from me being a guitar player myself and a rock singer too.
That's cool.
Yeah.
So how collaborative was that process then? Like Barrington, are you like, yo, I want this, or like, oh, I hear that, I want that one? Like, how does that work?
I mean, somehow I'll tell you that I'm like real particular about like instruments and stuff.
Yeah.
So it's like, that was one of my favorite things, because like, Sal Mao basically would bring all of like the instruments, and what I would do is I would like do all like the drops, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'd sure that, certain parts were taken out here and there, and it
Yep.
just kind of added like that extra flavor of, I don't know, but yeah,
Drama.
Yeah, right.
Extra drama.
I mean, like, I love that, because it's like, for me, it's like, I've always wanted, like, I don't know, like when I first started loving music, it wasn't because of hip hop. I didn't even like hip hop as a kid, I was like, I don't know, I used to hate hearing hip hop when I heard it on the radio as a kid, like I was like into like Blink-182. I was like a nerd, you know what I mean? So it's like, I've always wanted to do like music like this, and because it's simpler, for me, like I've been doing hip hop in the Twin Cities again, well, really since I was 15, but like as Farewell, I've been doing hip hop since 2014, in Minneapolis, and it's really like hip hop is a really complex art form, you can like say a bunch of complex things and people might not never understand what you're saying in hip hop. But when you can like simplify what you're saying and put it in like the format that, like a band, a rock band, then it just makes it that much more easier to like express yourself, and you're more simplified. And I just feel like the message is more universal because of the collaboration with, the different sounds that Oscar and Marcus Carr had to offer,
Right. Like with a lot of the beats I was making, I was coming at them with the approach of a rock band, where like I pretty much will just do two melodies and like think of it as like two guitars, and after that you got a bass and drums, and then that's about it. That's all you really need. But of course, here and there you want some studio magic. You put some extra keys in, extra effects and stuff. And one of the beats was actually used, or was actually made using a loop from a free loop website. That's the Street Forecast song, and that one was noticeably not having guitars in them.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, but it was more like a horn kind of keys, like mashup of things going on. Yeah, I used to just send Farrington just like whatever beats I would make, because I didn't make that many back then, and then you would just pick what you liked, and then I'd just always be so hyped to hear what you would rap over them, just like waiting for that email back,
Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah. Anybody else have any other questions? We got until like 8:15 on this one. I'm also gonna send anybody that wants like the lyrics, like, I have like a PDF of all the lyrics. So like, be on the lookout for that. I'll post that or do whatever. But yeah. If nobody has any other question, well, I'm just gonna give it a.
I do, Barrington.
Oh,
I do, Rachel.
Rachel?
My video went away because my phone was about to die. So, but I'm still here.
Okay, cool. Yeah, Rachel, what's up?
Yeah, I was just wondering. Well, first of all, again, congratulations on this being out in the world. It was really cool to hear it after having heard you, talk a lot about it. And I was just wondering, like, for you, how does it feel for you now that it's out there? Like, how has it helped your like healing or accepting of like your new reality, I guess? Yeah, just how are you feeling now that this is complete?
Right. Well, yeah. So, man, I really do feel like this like is completing like a ritual. Like whenever I make like projects, it's always been kind of like a ritual in a way, anyways, for me. But for this particular topic, it's like, man, like I struggle with writer's block. You know, I was sleeping on my mom's couch with 4 other people. You know, I've been homeless, experiencing homelessness. Like even at this moment, I'm experiencing homelessness. You know, I just so happen to like, be blessed enough to like have friends that have like let me like stay in spare bedrooms and on couches and stuff like that, but for me though, it's like I couldn't even move on with my life until I got this out. Like I've been offered jobs and I have not been able to be productive in my jobs because like my mind has been like on this. Like I've been doing like all these pieces. People have been trying to ask me how they can help me, and I'm so like I don't know. It's like I can't even tell people how to help me. Like,
Yeah.
like earlier you heard like my guy Eli, he was even trying to do some comedy for it, you know what I mean? And it's like I was dropping the balls on everything. But the thing is, I couldn't do everything by myself. But like beyond this project being successful in any type of monetary way, like it's truly been like the journey that has been everything. Like I've been able to meet these friends. I've been able to have conversations with like people that I've never known before, just because I've been like on this mission to try to be understood by somebody, you know what I mean? And for me, now that I'm done with this project, I can just finally move on and not make my whole life about having, bipolar, because like for me, like I never wanted people to put me in a box of like a trauma box or like a mental health box, So it's like, it's been really important for me to have other music right now. So people don't just try to be like, oh yeah, that's Farrington, we're just gonna hit him up whenever we want somebody to talk about mental health and that's it. No, I'm like, I'm bigger than that, you know what I mean? Like, so it's like for me, now that I got this done, I can finally move on and I can show people the other beautiful things in life that I see, It doesn't have to just, I don't gotta take on this fight alone. I can just be somebody that helps somebody else that's struggling in the future. Because really, Rachel, that's what I needed. I wish I would have had somebody that even half understood what I know now, to kind of like talk to me, but because like, I had no language to define the things that was happening to me. I had, so pretty much, this like me being able to have this project released just means freedom for me, because I don't have to think about like all that shame. I don't got to think about redeeming myself anymore. I don't, I can just create and just love and be loved, and just be around people that make me happy. And I got a lot of new friends now, thank God, So I'm excited to live my life, basically let me be free and like light again. Yeah.
That's great. Yeah. That sounds awesome. Congrats.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hey, Farrington's Eli.
What's up, bro?
I was curious to know, I think you mentioned something to the effect of that with this project, you were attempting to be understood. Did I hear that right?
I think you did.
So what does that mean to you? Like, what does it mean to be understood in the context of like other people receiving this project? Yeah. What does that mean?
Well, like really for me, right? Like you got to understand that when I first went on the mission to create this project, it was literally because like I had been like, I don't know, I had been creating a lot of music, right? And all the music I was making was like literal conversations, right? So I had made a project called Karma Candy, and it was about like relationships between dating, and like, so men and women issues. I had made a project called For My White Friends, and it was about racial issues, and it was also about, other issues that went beyond like race, but it was, essentially, about race. And, like in the middle of all those projects, I had kind of like had that mental break, because it's like the music I was making with, these individuals, I was trying to like, bring people together, but nobody was even paying attention to the conversation, you know what I mean? Or like nobody really, I don't, it's like, being local in Minneapolis, of course, you know what I mean? People, some people listen, some people don't. I mean, in my case, I had went to a mental hospital and was ashamed. And now, so basically, went to the mental hospital, ashamed, I had, called a bunch of people out on the internet, in a big way. I wanted people to know that, hey guys, I'm still the guy Farrington that like, I didn't mean to call you out. I'm sorry that it's weird now. I'm sorry that, I can't like text you and like ask to get on a song with you, or, and people were doing stuff like they were taking me off songs and stuff because I said some problematic things. And, I'm not gonna lie, it did hurt my feelings. You know what I mean? Like I really was hurt, So it's like for me, when I first started making this music, it was about like, man, how do I make everybody understand that what happened to me was something serious? You know what I mean? And like, but in the process of all that, I found out that, how do I make myself understand that what happened to me is something serious, And like, so yeah, I was making it with this intent to be understood, but at the same time, I could barely understand myself, Eli. So it's like, I kind of like made this project in the process of trying to understand myself, like, and I was understanding myself through everybody I was talking to at the time, you know what I mean? And I was talking to a lot of people with a lot of different issues, a lot of trauma was, so I was kind of just like, I was really understanding myself through understanding the world, you know what I mean? So yeah, basically that's what I would say to your, I mean, I don't know if I answered you with that, but that feels like something.
It feels great.
Okay, cool.
I got a question.
Okay.
And it could be for anybody involved in the project. But I think Farrington, it is amplified at you. Just in terms of going through your own experiences with your own mental health and like, finding things out about yourself and kind of that journey. What advice, if any, would you have for someone who's struggling with their mental health?
Man, I mean, I guess I would say like, it's just vital that they have somebody that, the person that's struggling, they just need to understand that, they can talk about whatever they're going through. Like somebody out there will get you. Because for me, it's like, I didn't trust anybody in my community. You know what I mean? I literally thought that people were out to get me. You know what I mean? Like, and it was like, I couldn't talk to nobody. And anytime that I ever did try to get a little bit deeper sometimes in social functions, it was like, people would kind of just move around, you know what I mean? Like, because, you know how people, they ask you how you're doing, but they don't really mean it. They just wanted to like pass time because they're at a social function. So it's like, I remember moments like that, like man, moments like that replay in my head every day. And because it's like, at first I did feel safe, in my community. I'm like, man, everybody here is saying that they're working on these issues, but then, I don't know. It's like, I felt like I couldn't talk to nobody, but the real reality is that had anybody known how serious it was getting for me, like people would have like showed up for me. And that's been a proven fact. But because I was so afraid, I mean, you got to think, I'm doing, drugs, trying to run away from these things that I'm seeing and like feeling, I'm like, I'm guilty that I'm doing these drugs, too. So it's like, I feel like if I tell somebody that I'm doing drugs, I'm going to get in trouble, and that just goes back to, so like, it just, people that are, a lot of times people experience something called self-stigma, and self-stigma is when like the system already has this stigma on you. Like even for Black people, like, you know, it's a war on drugs instead of a pandemic like it is in white communities a lot of times, you know. So it's like, you know, Black people, they have a self stigma on them, but there's also like our cultural stigma too, and our social stigma. Like, since, you know, I grew up in an era where people would call people that had, you know, mental health issues, substance misuse issues, they would call them crackheads, you know, or they would call them junkies, you know. So it's like, when if we're all growing up in a society like that, and we grow up and we start having some issues ourselves with these substances that have been around since we were babies, you know what I mean? And like, we, you know, we're not gonna want to get help because we're viewing ourselves as a crackhead now, you know. So it's kind of like, I think that it's like essential for people to realize that you actually do have a problem and it's okay, and people won't run away from you. Because like me, I think in that song Living Right, I said, would you turn your back if you found out I had some problems? Would you slaughter me for my mistakes, or would you help me solve them? I got trauma on my mind, but that's just by design. I might do some drugs. Let me live my life, you know? It's like, man, people are like, you know, like, it's tough out here. Like, you went under, and like, this isn't only me, you know, like, I could say my, you know, experience, but I wasn't as bad as like a lot of, like, I'm not as bad as my, like, you know, I don't want to even put my father out there, but it's like, you know, I'm not as bad as my father. I'm not as bad as his friends. I'm not as bad as my, you know, I'm not as bad as, you know, the people that I see on Broadway and Lindale every day, you know, that are living on the streets, you know, like, so like, but it's like, I understand them, you know, because I did fall into my own issues, you know what I mean? And now I, like, you know, I fully humanize them, and I understand how hard it is to even admit that you have a problem, how hard it is to actually get the help. So yeah, I mean, I would suggest anybody that's struggling is to realize, like, you got to trust somebody. And if you can't trust nobody, like, man, just try a little bit, because yeah, man, like, the alternative is not good. Like, loneliness will kill you faster than any distrust or government agent. I don't care, man. Get some help, man, for real. That's what I wish somebody would have told me. Get some fucking help, man. So, yeah.
Can I ask another question, Farrington?
Go ahead. Yeah, yeah.
Okay. I'm curious to know, what would, and it can be as direct as your experience or something kind of broader, what would a world look like in which you were able to get all the support you needed, all the help you needed? Like, what would that look like for you?
Man, that would look like, man, these kids is learning about, you know, this stuff at a young age. You know, that would mean, like, you know, like, people around us are showing an enhanced understanding of people with issues. You know, there's like a new protocol and a way of making people feel comfortable, you know. You know, there are protocols in place for, you know, our friends that get lonely and left behind, you know, sometimes. Like, I mean, you don't understand how hard it gets sometimes when, I mean, because, you know, I can be manic and I can be, you know, all friendly. I can be energetic like I am right now, and that doesn't mean I'm necessarily even manic either. But like, but there are times when I really can't get out of my bed. Kind of like what Rachel said in the Matrix video I played. You know, it's like, I really, you know, and it's like, you know, at times like that, shit, shout out to Maddie. I'm looking at Maddie right now. Maddie, you know, brought some groceries through like a week ago. Like, I didn't know how to talk. I wasn't even making any sense probably, you know, but she just like figured out how to come through and bring me some stuff. I didn't know how to ask for help. Like, there needs to be like friends that understand what's going on in people's lives. So I don't know, basically we just need a community that's made with the intention of people where we all know each other, we're all friends, we're all family, you know what I mean? Like, that right there would be a world that I think that would have been perfect for me. And actually, it would have been even more so perfect if people would have told me like, hey, you might fuck up and make some mistakes, and guess what? We're gonna love you after you make these mistakes if you make these mistakes, but just know that, you know, there is some support if some of these things start happening around you. Because if we keep all that bad stuff mysterious, then every kid's gonna want to, you know, try drugs and stuff. Like me, I was a dare kid, you know, growing up. I didn't even do drugs until I went to college and did them with white kids, man. Like that's the honest to goodness truth right
Put
there.
that on a track.
You know what I mean, bro? So it's like, you know, it really like, and the thing that I think that helped me avoid drugs all my life as a kid was because all of my mentors were strong black men who thought that doing drugs was whack. You know what I mean? And I wanted to be like these men. So I followed in their footsteps. So I don't know, but, and it's like, even my father, he chose a life of drugs in the streets, you know? And, you know, me being able to see him do that, but him tell me that I don't got to live that lifestyle that he's living, like that was powerful to see that firsthand, because then I could see what that life leads to and what it looks like. And I knew I didn't want that for me. So it's like, you know, I would say that these kids can't be shielded from these harsh realities, but they got to understand that they might go through some of these things and that we're still going to love them after they do, you know, you know? So yeah, I would say that right there.
Awesome. Thanks for sharing that. And then I would just invite everyone to think about what Farrington shared and his vision for a world and a community where we really support one another. Think about how we can create that here. I mean, this group has come together for a purpose around you and what you do, what you put out into the world. So yeah, I'd just be curious to hear people think about that as the rest of our time goes on, because I think we can create that together.
And I do think that, you know, we can like start a group like off of this, like we can all stay in I mean, you know, because like there's a lot of things going on in the world right now too, Eli, with like accountable communities and, you know, defunding the police. So I think that, you know, anybody that's trying to do work like that, you know, then we can talk about the mental health aspect and how to keep our new accountable, intentional community, you know, protected spiritually, mentally, physically, and socially. You know what I mean? So like, let's definitely build on that. For now though, right? Okay, guys, so there's this thing, right? We kind of went over our time. We're at 8:21. We end at 9:30. So check it out. At first, I was gonna do 4 different breakout sessions, right? And now I just want to do 2 different breakout sessions. So here's what it is. I got some experts in the room. Can we actually I'm about to unmute Amake, and I'm gonna have Amake. Amake, unmute, and I'm gonna have Amake introduce herself. This is one of the speakers right here.
Hi, my name is Amonke Kubad. I'm a retired special education teacher. So I certainly have had 30 years of experience of young learners who have been labeled with mental illness, mental health disabilities, behavior problems, and have worked with families extensively. So my lens on this is probably a little bit different. First of all, I have family members who have been diagnosed and are undiagnosed with mental illness, or what we call mental illness. I have a relative that I don't know anything about, but she was institutionalized from 1908 to 1948. When I was born, and no one knows her story. We have no idea how she was institutionalized and what she was institutionalized for, which is a mystery, because most Black people do not go to mental health institutions, especially for that long. They go to jail or they're killed. And she's female. My grandmother had to be alive around maybe about 12 when she lost her mom. So when you talk about mental illness, you're talking about a whole system, a whole phenomena of what happens to a community, what happens to people. I have always thought Black people it would not be strange to me that Black women gave birth to children in mental health issue in mental institutions based on what is the mental health system in this country. having gone to therapists myself, having been institutionalized at 5 for screaming nonstop after I was probably sexually assaulted by an older person. I don't remember all of it. I just remember screaming, and I remember my father showing up and whipping this man's ass, and me being in a children's hospital for I don't know how long, my grandmother coming to get me out of a cage that I was put in and saying, this child does not need to be here. She needs to be home playing. And my grandmother took me, and I stayed with my grandmother for a while. I have family members who have also have been diagnosed, and recently, at the beginning of COVID in February, my own grandson had a psychotic break, and we were dealing with that in the lockdown. So it's not that I don't have the experience. I still see it differently. As a priestess of an African spirituality, my lens of it is a spiritual break. In this system of mental illness, it is set up for us to be productive, to act right, to be part of the program, be the call and the will. And when you're not that square peg in a round hole, when you don't get with the program, you're not two-stepping, you're not saying yes and bowing down, you're sick. According to this country, you're sick. Most of the information is based on white males who have gone to wars, as well with our education system, our special education system, who had brain injuries. So we're not even talking about normal people who are reacting to things on the street, reacting things to their family, reacting to chemical imbalances, environmental turmoil, racism, sexism, all the kinds of impressions. That's not even on the plate because all of this is found in a white male's body. So when you're talking about black people having mental illness, what you're talking about really is spiritual breaks. You're talking about a disconnection. I'd like you to consider my Yoruba lens at this moment. We believe that you have 3 minds, and I believe that to be true. And I'll support that with some information that's westernized. We have the mind that we know what we know. I know I'm black. I know I'm my age. I know I'm sitting in Minneapolis. I know I'm on a Zoom. We know what we don't know, which is what is in our subconscious, the things that we've been told about ourselves, the things we've read, the experiences we haven't processed, the trauma that has happened to our body that lies underneath that will make us function and act in a way that we're not really conscious of what we're doing. And then you have the third mind, which is connected to the divine. So the best way to explain that is when we have a hunch. Your gut said you should have left that so-and-so alone. And yet you said, well, you're not so bad, and I'm a little lonely, so I'm gonna hang out, and it goes to hell in a handbasket. You were told, you heard, this wasn't a good idea, but your gut doesn't censor anything. Your third brain does not censor anything, but because of our logical mind, our Western mindset, we'll censor it. So we're in it going, I should have had a V8. Well, your stomach said you should have had it, and then you didn't do it. So that's the kind of mind. I know that mind exists because W.E. Du Bois says we as black people have to function under a double consciousness. So I know that we are going between those 3 minds at all times. So take a black person, male or female, and this time I'm going to say male, that's born brilliant, creative, have the good sense of who they are and where they want to go, and you're born and drop kicked into the society that says you're a nigger, you ain't never be shit, you need to go to prison, you're gonna work for nothing, and we're gonna destroy you by the time you're third grade. What happens, and I'm gonna from what I've observed from you in the last few years, is there is a break that strips away the masking and the veneers that black men have to posture to survive all that. So you have Orwell that comes off very vulnerable, very loving, very affectionate, and then bam, his brain is dumping. Things are coming out that he couldn't address himself, couldn't say, couldn't respond to, and it's dumping. That to us looks like mental illness. That to us is saying there's a break. What doesn't happen in our communities, we need to define what is mental illness and what's mental health for us. We cannot use a Western model that says, unless you want to work 60 hours a week for somebody else, money, and that you can't even buy
Make.
your own car, your apartment. You can't be a man based on somebody's idea. You're gonna fall out. You're in a situation where you can't fight back. You can't say, well, my computer's. So you have all of this going on, and we don't have any systems in place that addresses that on a cultural level, on an age level, on the ability to make a plan of how are we going to heal this where it's not drugs, where it's not shock treatment, where it's not isolation, where it's not shaming. Those are the things we have to look at. What has worked in my practice is what we call head cleansing, getting that ori unstuck, getting that third mind connected back to the second and the first mind. So all three of those, and which also connects you to the divine. So in that divine, you have your concept of God, you have your concept of ancestors, and you have a concept of spiritual guides or heavenly bodies. So when you line all those three things up, there is wellness. We don't have the rituals to bring somebody back into that wellness. We only have maybe one or two of those steps to that. So I think in this community, the most healing thing to do is to teach each other how to listen, how to keep people breathing, and how to keep people in the position of loving. That is one of the most powerful emotions that people, no matter how crazy they can get, they can hear that. I don't care what kind of disorder you have, if a person genuinely feels they are loved, they can come back. So that's where I'm going to stop right now.
Okay. Thank you so much for that, Amake. Okay, so that right there is Amake. Let me see who else is up in here. Let me get Marika Reese. Are you still in here, Marika? Let me see. Let me see if Marika Reese is up in here still, or is she not? Well, I think I see Van Snyder. Let me get Van Snyder to come up and pin his video. Yeah. Will you introduce yourself? I know you're coming in a little late, but just introduce yourself and like in the context of your experience working with mental health in any fashion or in the community with trauma.
Hey, good afternoon. My name is Van Snyder, and I am from Memphis, Tennessee, and I work with youth now, about 150 boys that are incarcerated in a juvenile setting here in the Tennessee area, and the vast majority of them have experienced a great deal of trauma. They score very high on the ACEs exam. I mean, almost off the chart in terms of poverty, in terms of being a witness to domestic violence, in terms of being a part of a gang culture, witnessing abuse and drugs and those things. So I've been at this particular facility for 10 years now, but in my 26 years of teaching and being a professional school administrator, I've seen probably thousands of youth that have been impacted by mental health issues. And I just want to say that resiliency is the key. Teaching them a growth mindset and having them to understand that mental illness or mental issues are the same thing as any other physical issue. Right. They must be treated. They must be maintained over long periods of time and to ensure healing as they go forward. Really, that is just the essence of what I want to say is that, you know, that in all these things, we have to understand that there are always second, third, fourth, fifth chances for persons that have been affected to recover. But we absolutely must have a growth mindset. We must be able and have the capability to treat and go forward as we look at these young people. And I also want to say that there are so many undiagnosed persons in our community. And that you can see all of the relevant signs of mental illness or trauma or, you know, adverse childhood experiences that continue to manifest themselves, almost like a repeated cycle. But again, I do want to say that resilience is the key, and that we should be looking for, I guess, I don't really want to say organizations but I really want to say persons that can be in tune to their family members, be in tune to persons in their community, and see and recognize these issues, and then treat them appropriately. One thing I want to say that is calling or involving law enforcement in a mental health issue is not the answer. We need to be looking at professionals, and we need to have some level of training so that there is a mental health first aid that we can apply initially as we move forward. Just as a person will receive a cut or an injury, we know basic first aid, we know CPR. So I want to say this, that we need to have a first aid tool so that we can be first responders to persons with mental illness before we get law enforcement involved. But also continuing to look at factors that influence, and so that we can be, I guess the right word I would be looking for is a crutch, so that we can intervene correctly and appropriately often in these situations. I keep a picture of the young man. I think his name was Castillo, that was shot there in Minneapolis with his girlfriend and then her baby in the car. I snapped that shot because I saw in that moment an issue that where I saw the officer probably had some sort of trauma himself that made him act out inappropriately in that particular situation. So not only do we need to be looking at ourselves as persons that may be victims of trauma, but we also need to look at other persons that may be in positions of authority that may have experienced trauma themselves, and then they manifest that in their actions in their profession. So whether it be school teachers, whether it be administrators, whether it be police officers, persons in positions of authority, we need to understand that they have experienced trauma as well. And as we apply first aid to persons that we traditionally think are victims, we should be looking at people in authority as well, and look at the trauma and the way that it has impacted them, and then it manifests it in the way that they act in their actions as well. So I just want to say that, again, the main point that I want to make is we need to have a first aid kit for mental health as we go forward, so that we can engage persons in the CPR of mental health as we encounter them in the field, so that we know what to do first, and we know what to do often as we try to assist them in these programs.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, Farrington.
Thank you so much, Mr. Snyder. Man, I appreciate you. I love you. Okay, so let me see here. I'm seeing, I see Sarah up inside of here. Sarah is a good friend of mine. And Sarah and I went to Augsburg College together. And I'm just gonna let Sarah open it up. She's an expert. She's somebody that, introduce yourself and let's go.
Thank you, Farrington. I appreciate it. As Farrington said, I'm Sarah Kohlmeyer. I met Farrington at Augsburg College in 2008. So it's been a very long time, and I just want to first say that I'm very proud of you for not only this album, but every other piece of music that you've made. I think that there are a lot of people in this world who are great at something and don't stick to it, and to see you continuously making music and having profound conversations and bringing people together is really amazing. So thank you. My background is in the arts. So before COVID-19 hit, I was at the Ordway Center for the Performing Arts. And really the arts have been my way throughout my whole entire life to deal with trauma as well as my mental illness. It's been a way of creative expression and also a way of like having a language to go through my experiences and deal with them in a way that isn't just like, you know, medical jargon, or I'm reading a book about, you know, my illnesses, or, you know, exploring art and exploring music, exploring theater, exploring printmaking. These have all been things that have helped me sort of open up my own experience. And I, like Farrington, was only diagnosed with mental illness in the last 2 years. I have post-traumatic stress disorder, major depressive disorder, and general anxiety disorder. So it was like, 3, like, you know, it was kind of an alarming thing for me. But also then I realized as an adult and going through therapy and using my art as a channel more to dig into these things. This is something I've dealt with my whole life, you know, just because you're diagnosed doesn't mean it starts right there. And I told my grandmother about it, and she said, you know, you haven't dealt with a lot of things in your life, and many adults in your life didn't get you into therapy when you were young. And so I echo that process of ensuring that young people are, you know, aware of these topics and see it in their friends and have conversations with, you know, their 13, 14, 15-year-old friends, and are really sort of, this becomes like a natural conversation for them to have. My mom passed away when I was very young, when I was 7. And so that really was the moment. Unfortunately, I was the one that found her. So that was the moment for me where I think my trauma started. So it's been, you know, 20 plus years, and I'm just now digging into it. So there's, you know, I feel like I have like good words to talk about, but then I also have pieces that I'm, you know, there's still gaps for me. So being a part of this is really important. And because this is like we're having a conversation around Farrington's, you know, piece in his album. I'm curious for anyone else, and I'm going to do less talking, more asking questions. I'm curious for anybody else, like, what are the modes that you lean on to work through anything that you are dealing with mental illness, or friends or family? For me, it's writing music. I sing, and I also play ukulele. And then it's also, you know, free poetry writing, or like writing in my journal. I do a lot of writing just to like get it out on paper. So I'm curious if anybody else has any other things that they'd like to share.
Yeah, can people type your responses in, or you can answer vocally if you want to? Yeah.
I can share vocally.
Yeah, who? Oh,
Rachel.
Rachel, where's she at?
I'm back.
I see you now.
Yeah, just to answer Sarah's question about how I deal, I was diagnosed with bipolar disorder as well, but 7 years ago. So I've been seeing the same doctor and therapist since then. So I'm a huge fan of talk therapy. I think anyone and everyone, whether you have a formal diagnosis or not, talk therapy is super helpful, at least for me. It might not be for other people, but just like journaling, which I also do, just to be able to like write it out or talk it out, and being able to talk to a therapist who isn't like your family member or your friend who like is connected to you emotionally is really helpful. Right. And just moving your body, getting in nature, trying to eat really as well as I can and get enough sleep. Sleep is actually number 1 for me. If my sleep goes out the window, I'll get manic. So I try and keep a close eye on that, but that's what I find helps me. So.
Anybody else have any responses to Sarah's question?
I can share.
Okay.
Something that helps me, I guess, transform my anxiety, trauma, pain, even though I don't do it enough, is physical exercise, like going on a jog, doing a whole full body routine of like push-ups and, just activating my whole body. That's like what helps me the most, even though I don't do it enough. Also making music. I'm a drummer. That I do more than I exercise, because the vibrations of the drum, and the rhythms, I feel it holistically through my whole being, and I can feel things transforming. Yeah, so music, exercise, and lately gardening and, hanging out with my plants outside and watching them grow, tending to them and loving them and singing to them and kissing them.
Hell yeah. Thanks for sharing that, Maps. I mean, I guess I can just add one in there, while other people share things. I see Karen sent me something, and it's sent privately, Karen, but I can like share it with the whole group here. But let me see here. Oh yeah, everyone, man. I'm just gonna share Karen's real quick. But I've been doing this thing where I listen to like songs and I'll put like memes to like the songs, so I've been making meme music videos, and it's been really fun because I've been like, I've been listening to my nerdy Coldplay songs, my Blink-182, and I'm just putting memes to them, and it's like, man, it gets me moving emotionally. So I'm gonna probably share that after we get off this video, so you guys can, get a taste of my meme music videos.
Bro, I'd be staring at those for like a long time, trying to decode your message. find the U clue,
That's good, man. Let me see here. Yo, okay, so who is it? Okay, let me see. Black Family Blueprint. Is Black Family Blueprint gonna talk? I see you on here, but you're kind of like not on here. But oh, there you go. Yeah. Yo, I need you to talk about gun violence and and trauma and I mean, this is Ayo Mac, this is Big Sis, like, I mean, oh yeah, tell Kanani I said happy birthday.
Oh, I sure will. I will.
Yeah, man. I chose the date because of Kanani. Yeah.
Yes. So, I just want to say, and I've already told you this. This is what you're doing is so important. It is so essential. Really continuing to crack open this conversation that we need to have. My personal belief is that if you were born Black in America, that you have some level of mental unwellness. Now, that doesn't mean that you can't do anything about it, but it's just some of what we've inherited. We have a little extra that we have to do to work towards our wellness as it relates to our historical trauma and lived trauma from systemic oppression. And so what you're doing is so important. We need this so bad. We are hurting. The hood is hurting. And a big way to begin or to continue the process of healing is to just talk and have this conversation with one another, to allow ourselves to be vulnerable to the extent that we can talk about those things that feel difficult, those things that create stigma or that we believe create stigma around us in our community. A conversation is a huge first step. And so utilizing the music, utilizing the arts to ease our way into having the conversation is really a genius way to do it. And that's what our ancestors have always done, is communicated through music, pass messages through music, and really use music as a means of healing and spreading love and light across our people. So I'm not going to hold a lot of space. I am here, and I just want to thank you for creating this platform.
Yes. Thank you so much, for all the jewels you've been giving me, like, and just being you, I love that, we're gonna get this together, I want you a part, I want to be a part of what you're doing in all ways, of course, come on, Big Sis, don't leave me out, Yeah, peace. Yo, okay, so I got someone else on here I'm about to put on. Bridget, do you want to introduce yourself? Let me put you up in there. Oh, let me ask you to unmute. There you go. Oh.
Okay, now I'm unmuted.
Okay.
Sorry, my lighting is a little off here because I have a ceiling light. But thank you for doing this. This is so awesome and powerful. And it really means a lot to me as someone who has lived with multiple mental health disabilities. I'm also autistic and survivor of a lot of trauma. And it's like, I want to echo what other people have said. I just appreciate what everyone has already said. We do need to have more of a language because like I remember growing up as this kid in Phoenix, Arizona, having these experiences that I didn't even recognize were anxiety or anything like that. I didn't have a language for it. So I think the process of getting diagnosed has really promoted a lot of self-awareness. I've also struggled with a lot of suicidal ideation. And my brother, who is schizophrenic and also has depression and OCD and anxiety, and he has struggled a lot with it too. And actually, we can strengthen each other because my brother is always like, you're my favorite sister because we relate to each other. So he like just is loving on me all the time and I'm loving him back. And so I think there's a lot of beauty in kind of connecting like this in community and like talking about it from our perspectives and our experiences instead of just like someone was saying about like there's this medical language, but you know, we can talk about it in our own way. And I think music is really powerful. I do a lot of writing and it changes the whole culture around mental health. And to speak on suicide prevention a little bit, my brother also, yeah, he and I both have struggled a lot with suicidal ideation. Well, he gets really worried about me and calls the police, which is not helpful. So I've talked with him many times about this, but he just kind of panics. But I would say there are lots of ways that we are probably aware of many of the ways in this group to be supportive of people who are feeling suicidal. And I just am actually really fascinated by reading a lot about it because you can have more passive suicidal ideation where you're not like actively having a plan or anything like that. And there's, you know, it's so complex and you kind of can be on a spectrum.
Right.
But I think one thing that's really helpful always is when people validate your feelings and don't try to tell you like, oh, it's okay, everything will be fine, and things like that. I think just like allowing you to express where you're coming from or just to be with you. And you can, there are options in the community, lots of resources. NAMI is a great organization. They do lots of great training, free resources. I mean, I just find a lot of stuff online. Honestly, I use Pinterest sometimes. And I have texted a crisis line before. I think it's 741-741. That was really helpful. And yeah, you can look up articles on just different ways to support people when they're feeling suicidal. And a lot of it is just encouraging them to get help and letting them know they're not alone, like you were saying, Farrington, at the beginning. Because I think sometimes we do feel so isolated in our pain. And also, I'm glad you brought up substance use because that is very much connected with mental health issues. And I see it like this, substance use and disorders are very much connected with mental health, oppression, poverty, and socioeconomic circumstances. Did I say trauma? Trauma is at the root of a lot of it too. Right. I mean, it's traumatic to have these types of disabilities and live in a world that is so ableist. So I think it's important to also talk about the ableism around it. But yeah, I mean, I think we should empathize more with people who are struggling with substance use issues and addictions, because like that's a point when I think that we can really show them that we care about them, that we still love them unconditionally, and like focus on support rather than, you know, judgment and shaming people.
Right.
So it's, yeah. So I feel like reducing the stigma is going to help tremendously. And I think by centering people who have these experiences and even celebrating our humanity, you know, we're not broken.
For real.
So that's basically kind of, I don't want to talk too long. I had some thoughts I had written down, but.
Yeah, this ain't gonna be the last time that we do this, you know, I don't think by a long shot. But nah, you know, I'm just glad that you mentioned that part, you know, about how a lot of empathy for people with substance misuse issues could go a long way in society. Like if we can like make them feel loved, then we can like bring a lot of people back into our communities, you know, we can integrate them, you know what I mean? Or yeah, I think, yeah, to me, that's a big factor in it. Thank you so much for offering your perspective. I'm gonna see if Marika Reese is still in here. Marika, I know you in Georgia right now, but are you still with us, Marika? Where are you? Are you here? Because if Marika doesn't answer, then we can just go. I know I told you guys we were gonna do breakout sessions, but basically yeah, this was the breakout session. We were, you know, so I'm gonna see. Maybe I think Eli actually said something. Didn't you say you wanted to say something, Eli?
No, I was what I offered is to kind of facilitate a sort of discussion or kind of like a panel, if that was what
on
you were interested in.
On BPD disorder?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just skilled at asking good questions of
Nice,
people,
nice.
and so if that was something that you wanted to do, I just offered it as a way that I could contribute and have other people contribute.
Thank you so much for offering that. Thank you for putting in like definitions in here too. Thank you to everybody that's been like helping keep things smooth. Like, man, like I've been like, yeah, you know, there's a lot I could explain about it, but I don't gotta explain it. So yeah, guys, now is the part where we can report back. So I'm gonna say it's 8:56 right now. We can just openly kind of talk about what we heard today, and just kind of just talk as a group, I think, you know, and then at the end we're gonna do one IGF exercise to close it out at 9:20. Okay, does that sound okay with everybody? Cool. All right, so yeah, I guess let's just open up the space. Like anybody can, like, you know, open it up and, you know, like comment on what they heard today. Oh, what about you, Mitchell? Well, no, let's just open it up. Yeah, you can open it up too. I know you've worked in social work before, right? Like, do you have anything to add? Man, I can't hear you at all though. No, I don't hear you, bro. Yeah, it might.
Can the host unmute him?
That's what I'm trying to do. It doesn't even say that he's muted.
Oh.
That's the thing. So I just muted him again, and now I'm unmuting him. Nope, I can't hear him at all. Dang, buddy, it's all bad right now. Man, it's tight right now.
Mitchell, unplug your interface, bro.
There you go, bro. I'm like, wait a minute. There you go. I think I can hear you. Unless.
Say something. Mitchell, say something.
Man, it's tight right now, Mitchell. I was hearing you for like 1 second. But all right, we're just going to let Mitchell figure it out. Until he figure it out, we can just open up the space, y'all. I feel bad doing him like this because he looks oblivious to everything right now. But Man, bro, I guess you got banished to the shadow realm, G. It's tight.
Hey, I can throw something in real quick. Just to kind of recap some things that stood out to me. Was it Mr. Van? Mr. Van said something. Basically, I think I'm paraphrasing. Mental illness is not linear. So what it means for one person is not what it means for another person. Deeper on that, the definition of mental health isn't the same, you know, for a Black person or a white person or in different communities and different cultures. Another thing, I think, who said this? This was probably also Mr. Van. The mental aspect of trauma needs just as much attention as the physical aspect, which lives in the body. I thought that was profound, because traditionally, you know, we think of mental illness, so we got to talk it out, or we got to go through what's in our head all the time, but like it lives in our body too. So I thought it was dope saying that they need as much attention as each other, and probably throw spiritual in there too. Also, the first responders to people with mental health, I thought was really mental health or mental illnesses, I think was really important too. Focus on support and reduce the stigma. Those are all big things that stood out to me that I wrote down. I also just want to say, yo, bro, Farrington, man, this record it's hot fire. It's hot fire all around. Content, content, vibes, music, Sao Mao. Music is dope. I swear I've listened to it like every day since you sent me that private link, man. Been jamming in the car. That second track especially is my jam when that comes on. You know, high speed chase on the highway. Bro, I be cruising to this album, and I you know, it's helping me with what's going on in my life as you share and present your experience, raw, unadulterated, true expression straight from your whole lived experience. And I can't thank you enough for, you know, making it through to the other side of this chapter of your journey and sharing it with us and bringing us all together, man. So God bless you, my brother. And we have
big love.
Plenty more toys to play as time goes on.
For real, man. Let's create, man. Let's have fun. Oh yeah, that goes to anybody in this group, man. Like, I'm open to create like fantasy worlds right now, man. I'm like, I know that my paranoias and stuff aren't real, but you know, they're fun stories. So, you know, I'm looking for voice actors, I'm looking for comedy people, I'm looking for drummers, tappers, anything you want to do. I just want to create like a digital heaven, a digital philosopher's heaven. I don't care. I'm just having fun, guys. I'm just having fun. Yeah.
Can you hear me now?
Who is that? Oh, that's
Can you hear
Mitchell.
me now? I did it. Yay.
Yeah.
Back from
look
the
at me. I'm
shadow
cool.
realm. Welcome back.
I was shadow. I was like, what are y'all talking about? No, but I got it now. But yeah, I mean, yeah, my mind's been all over the place. I mean, I was like crying a little bit, and then also just like felt like pride and like Farrington and my friends and myself. The breathing exercises I'm terrible at. So like for me, I know that's good because like I like run from that, you know, that like breathing. And I'm like, because I used to work at a pretty hard school like Riverbend, and we would do yoga. And like when one of the kids like acted out, I'd be like, yes, because I wasn't sturdy in my own body and my own mind. So I'd be like, all right, yeah, cool. I just have a lot of, I mean, I could go all over the place. I mean, I'm working on a bunch of different projects. I mean, I think this is an awesome thing that we can just continue. You know, I think most of us could probably go on for years about like our experiences, but yeah, I really focus highly on like some education plans I'm working on, just stuff like that. But just trying to make a difference and doing my best. Farrington, I love to death. You know, when he was going through some of his stuff, I was going through some of my stuff too. And like, yeah, I mean, we made some pretty cool tracks together that I think, you know, it was just great to be alongside Farrington this whole time. I love him to death. Just happy to be here. Grateful to be here. I'm just gonna ramble and stuff like. Yeah, I got my brain just went. I got all emotional and then I couldn't talk and like, yeah. So that's not that eloquent today. I apologize.
Nah, you good, bro. You good, man. That's beautiful.
Good enough.
I'll figure it out. Nah, man. I just asked my brother Mitchell to talk because I know that, you know, he has like a social work degree, you know, so I mean, a lot of ways that me and Mitchell have bonded has been over talking about the way that a lot of the Black youth are treated in like the school system, like in those level 3 security schools, like Riverbend, for instance, you know. So it's like, you know, man, there's so many great people that's just on this chat right here alone, man. So many great Black people, brown people, white people. It doesn't matter what you are, but like I feel like everybody on this like thing has a piece to like this pie of how like we go about like, I don't know, helping these youth. Because like I said, I already gave up on the adults, guys. Like I'm done trying to, you know, like convert. I've never been a converter anyways, but like I'm just like, I just want to create a better world for the youth to grow up in. I want my nieces and I want my nephews to look up to me, you know, and I want them to think that what I'm telling them is the right thing to do, you know, because I don't think I'm leading nobody astray here. So it's like, yeah, you know, I just like need, you know, dope friends to help me be doper when I'm trying to convince all these kids that are brainwashed by society and white supremacy and evil, you know, because that's what's happening right now is our kids, you know, are growing up and they're being conditioned right now to think that all of this shit that's happening in the world is okay. Shit is not okay. Not at all. Oh yeah, y'all was talking about ugly crying, man. I was ugly crying earlier today, man. I was crying. I was ugly crying. You know, have you ever just cried, you know, for no reason? I'm on these new meds called Abilify, and they had me crying today, man. No, I wasn't the meds. I was just emotional. I actually want to know what I was talking to Rachel and I got emotional. Yup, Rachel, I see you right there. But yeah, it don't matter, guys. Just like, you know, talk through your feelings, your emotions, get it over with, you know, like go through the door. It might be ugly and painful at first, you know, and it was real painful for me, but you know, I don't know, I just kept on chipping away. All right, guys, it's 9:06. We can do that exercise now if nobody else has anything they want to add. We can just like, you know, send each other emails and connect with each other if anybody wants to like leave an email down here or whatever. But you know, I'd be really down to see what IGF has to say about these breathing, because you know, I'm like, man, I just love it. You know, thank you so much for being a part of this, for real, all of you. Thank you.
I wanted to add something.
Huh?
I was gonna say something similar to what Ayo said.
Oh, Shabama, where you at?
Hey,
Okay.
boo. You don't think, let me put my video on. Let me do my video real quick. You know these. But
yeah,
I was thinking the same thing, that I don't have a diagnosis. However, I am a, you know, descendant of enslaved African people, so I know that there's trauma and within my lineage that I'm working through, and the practices that I use are practices of self-love and self-care, and to express myself creatively, you know, using the music, doing the music, singing, and, you know, doing theater and oration and stuff like that, and teaching that is really healing as well. And that I'm also a mother and who has experienced postpartum depression. And so having to create systems of support around that, it's like, I know this, I'm struggling with, you know, this child of these children, and, you know, staying within myself, staying rooted in within myself. Let me make sure I have a sitter every Friday so I can do something that is good to my soul, and that's gonna restore me and replenish me, and, you know, have different people who I can, you know, rely on, who are trustworthy. So it's not just one person, but a group of people, different people that I can reach out to when I need to have a break, and, you know, get back into like one of my rituals and practices and that kind of thing. And then I also want to say love you so much.
Yeah, love
so
you
glad
too, lovely.
you
Yes,
know,
yeah.
it's so good to see your face, you know, and yeah.
Let's make music soon, love.
Most definitely.
You know, I've been, you know, I've been all worried about Corona. Man,
Let me get to the studio with the hand sanitizing wipes, you know, and wipe down that mic, wipe down, you know,
wipe it down.
headphones.
Cam Clan?
Right?
Cam Clan?
What's up, Oscar? I see you.
What up?
What up?
In the shadows.
I'm trying to get one of your beats, bro. You know.
Hook it up, y'all. Hook it up.
I got to cash app you, you know, like,
Yeah.
I got you.
For sure.
Okay. I'm gonna end up sending you a recording to one of your beats and be like, this is fire. Tell me you don't want to let me have this beat.
Man. Let's see. There's a lot of music makers in here. Tiara, I know you be making music too.
Oh, soul.
Hold on, soul. Somebody soul. Hold on.
I said Oso. That's
that Oso.
Oh yeah. Oso. Yeah, that's how we friends on the gram. Gotcha. That Oso life. Yup. Let me see here. We got 10 minutes left, guys. I mean, I can say some ridiculous stuff or. Oh yeah, people are sending emails in there. Yup. Everybody put these emails in here. If it's okay for people to communicate with you.
Yeah, I'll compile it and stuff
put
and
your
send it
links
to
up
y'all.
in here. Oh yeah, guys, I'm gonna put this new email in here that I've been trying to get some traction for. Hard pill to swallow blog@gmail.com. So this is where I want people to send me their prompts if you guys want to answer that writing prompt, which is because really, guys, I created a new hashtag. My hashtag is like the pill and it's a lip symbol. So if you follow the pill and lip symbol on Instagram, or if you even post that or something, I mean, I view that as like a bat symbol or something, like my Batman like symbol. I'm gonna pop up and I'm gonna like comment or do something but yeah, basically my plan is to create this hashtag, and the hashtag is hard pill to swallow, but it's about people coming to terms with their hard pills so they can find their healing through that, you know, because I found a lot of healing coming to terms with everything that was hard to accept in my life. I think it could work for anybody, you know? So, yeah, I guess on that note, I'm gonna
Barrington, could I say something really quick?
Who is that, Eli?
Eli, it's your boy.
Oh yeah, man, get on there, man. Get on
Cool.
your stuff. Yeah.
I just wanted to say, I think in the spirit of creating a loving, supporting community. I know one of the things that Barrington is asking for right now is financial support. And I think, and this is, I want to make it clear, this is not a call out, but an invitation, especially for white people. This is an opportunity for us to pay reparations. Like right here and now, we don't have to wait till that's like federally mandated. We can give Farrington some money to support him through a really challenging time. And even if you're not white, like if you have even some level of economic privilege, $10, $20, I know goes so far for somebody who's not been working, who's got bills to pay. You know what I mean? You're an adult in this society, and that requires some change in your pockets. If you haven't yet, and just full transparency, I haven't given yet. So I'm going to be actually, Mitchell, could you maybe put that link in the chat? That would be good, so it's really easy for us to just have it.
Which link?
Put my Vimeo in there if you can. If you got your phone on you, Mitchell. My phone got stolen, so I don't even have like.
Event. It's like, how do I find it from like Facebook?
Oh, let me. Yeah, there. Damn it! I made like a lot of posts.
I can put it on Facebook, right? I mean, yeah, we should make like a
I
group
can
email
work
or
on it too. I'll work on it. I just wanted to put it
Are
out
you
there.
friends with Manny Mansfield? Well, no, wait a minute. I'll find it, guys.
Yeah, I'll make like a group email. I'm just finishing compiling the names and stuff too, so that we have like, contact with each other and all that shit.
Thank you so much, bro. Appreciate that, man. Let me see here. I'll find it. So, but yeah, keep on going, Eli. Is that all you had? You had to say more? My bad.
No. That was the heart of it. That I wanted to make sure that we're all financially supporting you the best that we can as well. And I would invite, I guess, what I would like for you all to experience in giving a donation is a sense of like pride and accomplishment that you've supported somebody that matters to you. You know, a person in your life who you care for greatly. I mean, you all are here because you love Farrington. And so I know that I'm going to be donating an amount that makes me feel like I really showed up today. And that's authentically, that's different for each person. I just know that that's part of the way that I want to be in loving, supportive community today with you, Farrington, is to help you financially.
Man, thank you, brother, man. I appreciate that.
Yep.
I'm trying to, oh man, I got it on full screen. That's the thing. Yeah, man, I can't find the Vimeo thing, but I do got a cash handle on Vimeo. I think it's like the money sign and then FARR.
I'll try to find it, Farrington.
WE.
I'll try to get it for you. Yeah.
But yeah, thank you for even mentioning that, because like it looked like I reached my goal, everybody. But somebody had accidentally like given me $1,500 on accident. So they really wanted to give me $15, but basically, it looked like I met my goal, but it was a freak accident that kind of made me look cool for a second. But, but yeah, man, I can't complain because I had, I've been struggling. I got so used to struggling, guys, to be honest. I'm not even, I can't even, but yeah, like everything that you give me is going towards my new house or my new apartment that I'm trying to move into. So yeah, if anybody in the community knows anybody that has a spare room for rent, I'm looking for places to rent right now too, because I need to start living for myself again, or I need to have my own space again. I've been lost for the past 2 years, guys. But yeah, so on that note, it's 9:16.
Farrington.
Huh? Who?
It looks like Chell just put in the post that she has a room. She's looking for a roommate.
Oh, word. Okay. I'm definitely gonna come. Yeah, what's up? I'm gonna definitely hit them up, man. Make sure you add me on Facebook after this.
Yeah, I just posted something, so I'll add you and then I'll tag you in the post.
Nice. That'd be dope. If it's like, yeah, hell yeah. Okay, and
also Indiegogo's in the chat. So
oh yeah, so my Venmo's in. I think my Vimeo's in the Indiegogo or the Patreon. That's a monthly subscription right there on my Patreon, where I'm gonna start doing like monthlies of these and invite special guests and have it a lot more focused, on certain topics. So that's my plans for Patreon. I haven't really been able to flush it out yet because I've been trying to do the Indiegogo, and you guys wouldn't understand like how much I've been doing alone with this project, just because I don't. It's been ridiculous. But let me see here. I see everybody's email. Mitchell's been stockpiling the emails. I'm just grateful for everybody so much, man. My heart feels light as a feather right now. And on that note, on that note, who is that note? Oh yeah. Is it Sania or Sanaya?
Sania, yeah, you were right the first time.
Oh, Sania. Okay, I'm gonna I'm gonna let you lead it. It's your time to shine.
Yeah. Hey everybody, I'm Sania again. I'm with IGF. So I wanna quickly teach a tool. Briefly, I just want to say to Farrington, thank you so much for like bringing this community together. It's really amazing, especially with quarantine and everything that's been going on. I just want to express like the gratitude and really just my admiration for you being just so vulnerable, especially as a young Black man. That's something that we rarely see, and just being like, hey, this is what it is. So thank you for that. And everybody who shared today, it's just a lot, but thank you. So quickly, I'll just teach you a tool. It's called Smell the Rose, Blow Out the Candle. You may or may not be familiar. If you watch On My Block like me, you've probably seen Jamal do it, who's my favorite character on there. But basically, it's a tool you can use in frustrating situations, anxiety-ridden situations. Most recently, I've been using it when I'm really busy and feel just kind of overworked and my mind is like, I got to do this, I got to do that, I got to do this. And my mind's just kind of jumping all over the place. So it makes you just take a rest, step back, and redirect so you can finish what you need to do and tackle those situations. So basically, you take your finger, and you guys can join with me. You take your finger and you put it up to your nose and kind of just visualize that it's a beautiful rose and you're really curious about what it smells like. And so you inhale. And then as soon as you inhale, it turns to a candle and you want to blow it out. So you just take those kind of deep breaths. So we'll do it one more time together. Inhale in. And exhale out. And so in a situation, it should just give you just that small pause to be like, okay, I need to take a rest, take a step back, breathe in real quick, breathe out, and now I can focus a little bit better on my tasks ahead. So I know Amoke talked about listening, breathing, and loving, and so hopefully that kind of tackles that breathing part. So I'm going to kick it over to Chell. I think she has a tool that she'll talk about as well.
Oh, thank you so much, Sania. Thank you so much.
Absolutely.
Hey everyone, I am Chell. And yeah, I also just want to express so much gratitude for what you shared and how brave it is for you to just come out and just be so vulnerable and open. And it just invites all of us to also do that and be that way in the world. And, you know, I don't know you, I never met you before this, and I like feel like I know you now so well. And so it just was really beautiful that you not only created this community with like people that you know and are close to, but also opening it up to other, like to IGF as well. So thank you. And I also want to say that I also have bipolar, and I was diagnosed about 12 years ago now. So I've been dealing with this for a long time. And I always felt like I had to deal with it alone and that people weren't going to understand or my feelings were too big. And so I think that's like coming to IGF was the first time I really felt like I had like a community that I could share these things with and that could hold these things with me. And you know what you said too about how loneliness will kill you, like there's so much work that I did do for myself and on my own, and that was important work to do, but also like we cannot do this alone. And so thank you for creating this amazing community of people that like I hope that we can all stay in touch and keep sharing. And so anyway, from that, the tool I am going to do is the 4x4 breathing, which is also known as box breathing. So we just breathe in for 4, we hold for 4, breathe out for a count of 4, and then hold again. And so that's like inhale, hold, exhale, hold. And I like to use this tool just anytime when I'm feeling anxious. And when I am feeling anxious, I like to get myself to the river, and I always feel better when I can get to the water. And I feel like the river is like a place that can like hold all of my emotions, and I can just like be able to have that there for me. And so, and then doing some breathing when I'm there. So I will just have us start and inhale for 4. So inhale and just witness everything that we witnessed today. Hold 2, 3, 4. Exhale and ground yourself. Hold 2, 3, 4. Inhale everything that you've learned today. And exhale, hold for 2, 3, 4. Exhale and feel all the love from everyone here today. And hold 2, 3, 4. Inhale what you're going to take away from this today. Hold 2, 3, 4. And exhale and ground in this community that we've created today. Thank you. And I am now going to pass it back to Tiara. Thank you all.
Thank you so much, Cheryl.
Thank you. I've learned so much being on this call. This was more than I thought I was going to get. I was excited to hear the album. Congratulations for finishing that up, for working on you, but also creating something really beautiful that will live on forever. That was just, it was so fun to listen to. And then on top of that, having all these people that have education, that have experiences sharing in this space, and information is just so valuable and healing. It's helping us all heal, just being here in this space together. One of the words that stood out to me today was resilience. Another one was ancestors. You know, one of the ways that I heal is through music, drumming. I grew up doing traditional Afro-Puerto Rican music, and we believe that when we drum, we're actually calling on our ancestors. So really the last tool that I want to do with you is humming. And our ancestors did humming too. And what's great about humming is the vibration of it. So we get that with drumming, we get that through even listening to music. But like we said before, trauma does live in our bodies, in our nervous system, and it can get stuck there. So when we use vibration to break that up, it's literally helping our bodies run smoother. It's helping our blood run smoother. Also, these breathing exercises bring oxygen to every cell in our body, but also to our brain. We're activating a vagus nerve that's in our bellies, and it sends a message to our brain saying that we're okay. You know, we hear about fight or flight mode, or fight, flight, freeze, or appease mode. So to be able to turn that off, that's what we're doing by taking these intentional breaths. So I wanted to add that too. And then also Madi did the shaking tool earlier. And that's a great one for like musicians. Like if you're getting on stage and you feel this like nervous energy and you're like, I just need to like, whoo, like let it out. I think that's a really great one for that. But yeah, so I want to do humming with you to use this vibration to break up any tension that we might have left over. I know that there was a lot to be said today. We might have felt some emotions. We might have brought up some things that we have experienced in our past and have thought about. So I want to break that up and get it out. So I'll show you how I do it one time, and then we can do it together. So you just take in a deep inhale, and then you let it out on a hum like this. Hum. So you really like let that hum be powerful, and let it go for as long as you can. So if you try it with me now, please.
Quick question. Should we all go off mute? I think it might be really fun if we can all go off mute and hear one another while you're doing it.
I'm into it.
Cool.
Okay.
So I'll give y'all a minute. Get unmute yourself. Yeah. So we're creating resonance together, and we'll feel even more together hearing everybody together.
Snaps! This is
all right.
Together. We might cause a shift in some. We might.
Okay.
Some might go down.
If it hasn't happened already, we're about to turn that key. Okay, ready? All right, you taking a deep inhale. And two more. Deep inhale. One more. Inhale. Very good. Let's just sit in here for a minute, just in this peace. We made space for anything that needs to live within us. You may feel lighter, you may feel tingly. I know this can be maybe silly sometimes, but the more you do it, the more comfortable it becomes. And if you want to do it with children, you can hum songs that you know, and then they'll be more receptive to hum with you too. But yes, please use these tools whenever you feel that you want to, whether you're waking up in the morning before you go to sleep. If you feel any tension that you want to break up, you can come back to these tools.
Thank you so much, Oso.
Thank you. Farewell.
Thank you so much to the whole IGF team. Thank you so much. And no, big love for real. Big love to everybody that's just come out. Like, you guys made me feel so seen, so heard, so felt, you know. I'm super excited to like be able to go to sleep now and just rest, cool out, you know. And like I'm happy that you all have been a part of this process with me, and I'm excited to connect with you all more. If we can like figure out some safe ways to be social, or I don't know, just like, I'm just with it, guys. I'm just, you know, yeah. So hopefully I can connect with like I'm open, like. Please hit me up. I'm looking for an excuse to be a social person again. So like that goes for everybody here. I hope we can all do stuff together and build stuff together, you know, and have conversations and just like move this forward in whatever way. But yeah, feel free to add me if we're not friends on Facebook, or like I don't know, I might just start like a private group and we can like build it up from there. But like, I'm just happy, guys. Thank you so much for being a part of Hard Pill to Swallow. Like, yeah.
Thanks for putting it together, man.
For sure.
Love you,
Community
bro.
healing.
Community healing.
So good.
Well, I guess on that note, I mean, you guys can feel free to sit here and like, I mean, if you haven't collected your information from each other, or you know, then, you know, get it. But I guess I'm gonna turn this off whenever, and like, yeah, try to get some food or something, man. Like, do something. I need something.
Good. Much love, everyone. I'm out for the night. Take care. Thanks, Farrington.
Thank you.
Hey, love you. Subscribe to his YouTube channel.
Yes, that right there. Right, find it. I'm gonna post
Farewell,
it.
YouTube channel. Subscribe. Press that subscribe button. Press like on those videos.
Yeah, you sure know what to say, don't you? Yeah, baby.
I got you.
Click that like.
I'm following. Click that like button. Yeah, help brother out.
What's up, Tiara?
Who is that?
Mitchell,
So good to see you, Shavonda.
What's up? How you
What's
doing?
up? Well, girl.
Woo. This was cool.
What's up, Matt?
Hey.
Hey, Shavonda. Hey, what's up, Maddie? Hey.
The building.
Yeah.
Hey,
Phil, I see you. Congratulations on the baby.
Yeah, baby.
Rachel, what up?
Yeah, what up?
I wonder where's the wee one at?
Right here. Oh, right here.
Hey!
Baby child.
And the other one is watching Kipo on Netflix.
Anime? Sounds like an anime.
My smile muscles hurt.
Yes.
Problem.
Y'all are awesome. Really
Yeah,
sweet
so-
to space with you.
Yo, Mitchell, man, you got all the emails saved, right? Did you save all
I just
the
sent the
emails?
I sent a screenshot of all of them, and then I started a Gmail group too. I'll send them all to that too, just so everyone has their stuff. I mean, we can change the name if we want, but like we got all of them. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, no problem.
Oh yeah, guys. You know, then I just got some art here too. Like St. Paul Slim made this for
Yeah.
me.
Wow, what?
Oh, Slim.
Yeah.
You see,
Slim Adon.
Takumba Aiken made this for me. I
Oh
can't even
yes,
see what it looks like.
Takumba.
Can't even
He's
see.
epic.
Man, right? He's man. I love this. This is gonna be the cover art for my single "Bipolar Rock and Roller." That was the second star. But yeah, man, I'm just waiting to do it all right, guys. Like, I was in the mental hospital for like 5 days. Oh, it was such an oppressive place to be. Like, this is why we need to figure out community protocols, because
Definitely.
I never want to get thrown in there again, guys. You don't know how like it's like, man, it's like I'm being emotionally raped every time I go through that process. Like,
Yeah.
Jesus, So I don't know. So yeah, that's a little bit. I mean, but I got over it. I survived it.
Oh, Farrington, can I ask you a question?
Yes, sir.
Next time, if there is a next time, hopefully there's not, but if it ever gets to that point again, what do you need, community to do? What do you need us to help you with to make it so you don't have to go back to the hospital?
Yeah.
Yeah, I need like a studio. I need a safe space, like I need rugs on the ground and I can like yawn on them, and I just need creativity around me. I need drumming, I need chanting, I need humming, I need all that. And I need a recorder because I want to record all my thoughts when I'm going through stuff like that, So
Yeah, I got one for you.
Give me a bunch of crayons, a bunch of pens, bunch of like anime art. Bring the healers together, because I'm gonna help heal them while I'm getting healed. You feel me?
Yeah, man.
I got a little vocal recorder for you.
Man.
You remind me to work on my comic book, dude.
Bro, I'm working on the comic book right now. Bro, we gotta get it. This is why we need to talk more. I know I'm like the worst at keeping up with friends, but please remind me, bro. Like, I want to do comic books too. Yeah, man, it's beautiful, man. Oh yeah, there's some other people up in here. My guy Phil's up in here. Much love to Phil. I'm about to be going to your event, brother, man. I know I ain't checked the email yet, but I'm doing it, man. All right, Mitchell saved everybody's information, so I'm about to quit this Zoom and sign out.
All right. Peace, brother.
Have a good
Get your
night.
rest.
God bless.
Love you.
God bless and love.
Yes.
Hey.
Peace.
Love.